Let's talk about relationship as far as being an artist and a dancer. How hard it is for Tomboy.fancy to date.
It's actually not hard for, people to like me and want to date me because just generally, speaking, I'm a girl.
Yeah.
And I'm a very nice looking girl at that, very good personality, all of that, no matter my background and, how I carry myself and all of that shit like that. I'm a pretty girl. Guys these days don't even give a fuck. They just, they see that whether they want a real relationship or they just want to fuck, they're attracted to me.
Okay.
So it's not hard for anybody to be attracted to me, but for me to be attracted to them is hard because I know because of just, even though my music, I'm not some big pop star, just yet.
Yeah.
People see my Instagram, they see my followers, they see my likes, they hear my music, and, they see what I'm bringing to the table, and they know I'm popular, or, they have faith that I'm going to be famous, one day or whatever, as well as myself. And they use that as a way to try to come at me.
Okay.
And people will use you out here. So it's just like now that I know I'm, kind of reaching my way to the top, I don't really fuck with, a lot of people as far as, trying to be in a relationship or even talk to nobody. I don't even date right now because I'm about my music and I'm about my work and I'm too busy. And I know better at that. So I'm not about to have nobody using me just for a little bit of clout, or maybe money in the future or whatever the fuck the case may be. So.
Yeah. So if you were to talk to somebody right now, though, eventually it's a natural thing to look at somebody and kind of have like a desire to, it's a natural thing to kind of like somebody. What is the type of guy you kind of like? And what I've been seeing in social media these days, women kind of tend to like guys with beard and dark skin, chocolate. And
yeah, I love. See, all right, because I'm not gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not going to say I have a preference, but a percentage of me do. So I'll say me, if I can have it my way, I would love, that tall, dark, and handsome dude, with a haircut or whatever. That's me. I love a dark-skinned guy. He got to be black as hell, you know what I mean? Dark skin or whatever. But then he got to have, of course, the attitude and all that extra shit that come with it. The light-skinned dude, the pretty-eyed dude, the dude with the dreads, the dude with the mixed hair, the white guys, all that. I don't like that shit. I'm just not, I'm not into that.
But what is it about, I don't know, what is it about dark-skinned guy that kind of make a difference between? Because I hear it all the time. It's not just you, though. It kind of like, generally, most women kind of prefer dark-skinned guys. Like, what it is about that women kind of like, and like people like me. I'm not dark-skinned, even though I'm African, right? I'm not dark-skinned.
But you good, okay?
So I'm not dark-skinned. So does that mean that I'm gonna have an issue finding women now? Since
you are, your skin complexion, and I hate to be, I'm not going to say, all right, I hate to be like this, prejudiced. But your skin complexion is definitely passing, okay? Because it's just the thing knowing that, these guys with lighter skin tones, they're more popular in the world where females will chase after them and go after them because they, 9 times out of 10, and this is what I'm saying and speaking from experience.
Okay.
These females, when they're thinking about getting with a guy, they want a guy that's white, Spanish, mixed, or, light skinned. Because when they had them babies and shit, they want them babies' hair to be pretty, and they want them babies' skin to be pretty, and they want, whatever it is. I don't really care about that. And then I don't like, them little pretty boys and all of that shit like that. I don't know what it is, but just all my life, I loved me a brown skin to dark skin guy.
Yeah.
But they just look better to me. I don't know.
Is that fair? Is that fair to say that women kind of like that because they don't want the competition that comes with, dating somebody with the pretty eyes, like you said, the mixed guys or the lighter skinned guys, because like you said, it comes with the territory where like some women kind of like them at a certain extent, right?
Right.
So is that a fear of going through all of that make you kind of go towards a dark skinned guy? No.
It can be, but it can be. The guys that's light skinned, usually, 9 times out of 10, light skinned guys tend to feel themselves because, again,
I hear that all the time.
Yes, because, as history repeats itself, more girls tend to get more attracted to a dude with pretty eyes or a dude that's light skinned or a dude with mixed, hair or something like that. And I've always been that different one. I've always been the one who was either late on the fashion or went after everything that don't nobody else go for.
Okay.
Or not too many people go for. So when it comes to guys, I don't run to these light-skinned guys. They be acting like me. And if you're acting like you cute and shit, and all that shit like that, that's some shit I'm supposed to be doing. I don't like them pretty boys. Them light-skinned niggas, they do be doing that. They really act like, they too cute for life. Or, they think they better because they know they got the bitches and whatever it is. And when I'm in a relationship, I don't got time. I mean, I really don't care. But I don't got time for you to be thinking that you're better than me when we're supposed to be here together.
Yeah.
And from my experience, when I've dealt with the few light-skinned, guys that I have dealt with, or the white guys and the Spanish guys that I have dealt with, I've gotten that reaction. So, I mean, and then dealing with the dark-skinned guys that I've dealt with, they were nice and they were gentlemen and, all of that stuff like that, even though we didn't work out clearly because a bitch is single. They showed me way more, attention and all of that stuff like that than a light-skinned guy would. And the second you get into an argument, these niggas, they already got 10, 20, 40 bitches on their phone. Okay? On their line. All right? So, I don't know.
All right. Does he have to be tall?
He got to be taller than me. I'm going to say that because I dealt with some guys that's shorter than me. I hate to say it. I don't even give a fuck. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird as shit dealing with a guy who's
shorter than
you or like your same height. I want to wear heels and I want, that's one thing that I can say that society does rule on. Because look, you got to be right here, okay?
But is there any, like you said, right? I've seen it, I've heard that all the time, but I think it's sometimes I would say like let's take an example of Kevin Hart, for example, right? Kevin Hart is not tall, right? But look at his wife,
right?
So what happened there? Is because of the money?
I don't think it was money though, but you're
because he's really short. Under normal circumstances, I don't think Kevin Hart is gonna he's gonna be that girl even gonna look at him twice,
right?
I don't think so.
I think they were together before. I think we all know they were together before that. So in their case, which he's fortunate about, it probably wasn't for the money or whatever it was. She probably actually loved him and he loved her and shit. But it's a lot of, worst case scenarios out there where, a nigga like Rick Ross and I forgot the girl name or whatever, but Lyra Galore. We all know ain't nobody about to really be on Rick Ross' ass like that. But he has money, okay?
He got money.
So it is cases like that where a nigga got money and a female on him, no matter if they short, tall, medium, small, fat, whatever the fuck the case is, they got money.
Yeah.
And Kevin Hart's situation, I probably don't think that it was about the money. But, I mean, the bitch is lucky, okay? I'm going to just say that. In my case, it's not about the money. And I'm not going to say it's 100% about the looks, even though I just said all of this shit to y'all, whatever. But, I don't know, I just feel weird. Like, I've dated all short motherfuckers my whole life, or they was just like my height. I'm kind of over that shit. Like, I want to be able to wear heels and still gotta look up to you and shit. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I mean it kind of makes sense though.
yeah.
I mean, it's, if you look at the natural world, like, the males are tend to be, bigger, taller in size, and all of that. So generally, that's what we see. So it's kind of like a natural thing for women to desire. But when it comes to the height, though, sometimes I get like speechless when women talk about like, the man gotta be 6'2", 6'3".
Right.
Like the average guy is 5'8".
Right.
Like,
5'8" is fine with me.
5'7". But how do you want me to be 6'3"
Right,
if I'm not a baller? How many people are ballers?
Yeah, because I mean, I'm not pressing you to be that tall and shit, because half of these, you got to be careful with that too, because the simple fact that a lot of women attract themselves to a guy who is tall as fuck and all that, the taller guys that's 6 foot and over, they're just as equivalent as a light skinned guy or whatever. Whenever majority rules, towards this height or this race or, this skin complexion, the eye color and all of that stuff like that in a man, I'm going to stay away from. So if you, like you said, at least like 5'8", 5'9", 5'10", something like that, in that range, and you dark skin and all that, call me. Okay.
All right. So, okay, if you, I don't know if you've used any dating app in the past, but what cut it for you when it comes to the dating apps?
I like dating apps, but you got to be careful from them. One thing about me.
What are the things that make you swipe right? The picture, because what I've seen in the past, it's like women kind of shy away from guys who are like naked in their pictures, like too pretty in their pictures, and some women kind of don't wanna date somebody who got kids,
right,
stuff like that. Or
now me, I can't date no guy with kids. I don't give a fuck how bomb you treat them kids and all of that. Me, I'm not that type because I'm kind of selfish.
Okay.
When it comes to that. And then we talked before, whatever. I don't mind, if you want to talk, and shit, and, see other bitches, outside of us and shit like that. Just know I'm going to be the main one and just protect yourself. Because the lifestyle that I'm going to live when I become a star and shit, I mean, I can't totally get mad at you for wanting to, get your little freak on and shit, because I'm going to be busy as a motherfucker. Like, okay? But I can't do no extra kids and stuff like that. I'm just kind of that selfish. So you can win with something, but you can't win with everything with me. But as far as, website dating and stuff like that, to be honest, that's pretty much all I kind of do. Yeah. From me, being in middle school, starting to date all the way up until, now, I've been dating online because I don't like dating, in the States where I gotta lay my head at. It's just too close to home. DMV is way too fucking small, and I done seen it all with all of these niggas. And then I like to travel. Okay? So the more I date online and find other people in like North Carolina, Florida, New York or something like that, it gives me my leeway to go out and use them as a way to travel. Okay. But it's like meeting somebody in person is kind of hard because everybody is fucking scared nowadays to meet you in person and shit right then and there. And it's just like when you're online, and you talking to somebody, you get to kind of get an idea of them, kind of, and then you can just at least feel comfortable to talk to them and stuff like that whole time. And then when y'all finally meet up in person, it's more, comforting. Okay. Versus, just going face to face. Hi, how are you? All right, what the fuck else are we going to talk about? But then you got to be careful because people can lie online. They can say anything and, do anything for years and years. And then when you meet them, either a nigga going to be catfish or, you see their true colors after that and then you be mad as shit. like me. That's why I'm single. So.
Okay, so have you been catfished before, and how? If it happened, how?
Have I been? I don't think I've been catfished.
Okay, all right. The story that I've heard is like, people will show up, like guys will show up and won't look like their pictures. They will look fatter, or not tall as they stated. Like they will say 6 feet tall, but when they show up, they'll be like 5'5", 5'6", 5'8", stuff like that.
The recent guy that I was talking to though, I met him online.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say no names because I don't want to embarrass nobody. But when I get rich and famous, then I'm gonna tell it all.
Oh no.
So, he lives in Atlanta, and he was fine and all of that, And then when I went to meet him,
yeah,
because when you posting videos and stuff like that, when you see somebody on TV, they look bigger and taller and, more than what they are in person. For example, Ludacris. I remember for the longest, I thought Ludacris was this tall, handsome, guy. And then my aunt told me that he came to her job in D.C. and he was short as shit, same as T.I. So that's the same thing that happened with me. I went to Atlanta, met him at the airport. He was my height.
Ludacris?
And I was... No, not Ludacris, but the guy I was... I'm dead. The guy I was talking to, he was my height.
Okay.
And I was sick as shit because in his pictures and videos and all that stuff that we was exchanging, he looked like he was this big, muscular, bulky dude or whatever, and he was going to be taller than me and all that shit, and he really wasn't. So that shit kind of made me sick. I ain't going to hold you. So you do got to be careful for that. I'm not going to say that was a catfish moment because at the end of the day, it was actually him. Now, he still was handsome and he still looked exactly like his pictures. Yeah. But he just wasn't, as tall as I thought or, as, brolic and shit as I thought.
All right. So, speaking of dating, do you really respond to your DM at all?
No.
On social media?
Fuck no.
I mean, it's a form of dating. if I look at your picture right now, right?
No.
If I like you, so if I were to send you a message, so it means you're not gonna pay attention to me. No, if I genuinely say, okay, I really like your style, whatever, I would love to take you out for a dinner. It's like using a dating app. At least respond.
Not where I have to work at. No, Instagram. I have to work on Instagram. Okay? It's not a private, source of, the internet where I can just feel myself. Now, if it's Facebook, because Facebook, I don't really advertise my music and all that stuff on there because Facebook, I got a lot of my, family members or old people or, shit like that I've had since 2007. And shit like that's on there, and I don't really pay them no mind, and they really don't give a shit about my music anyway, which is why I had to go to Instagram and advertise my shit. But Instagram, no, because again, with the question that you asked earlier, you just got to be careful with that. The first thing that they're going to see is my profile and my picture and all of that shit like that and what I do for a living on there and how many followers I got. So if you're hitting me up on Instagram, I automatically just think in my head, all right, he probably saw, how many people follow me. Yeah. He probably saw the amount of likes that I got. He probably saw, what I'm doing and what I'm bringing to the table and shit. So 9 times out of 10, he probably just trying to use me like everybody else because he know I'm about to be up there with my music and shit. Yeah. I don't, not in my DM. I won't talk to you.
So the DM, you say no.
No. Okay. I want